Do you have Kiptoo back?
Because as it stands, there is no other IEBC that is going to conduct an election. We are not in a place where to discuss whether it's an option. It's a must that the current IEBC team is the one to conduct an election. They have done what they can, and despite the challenges or hiccups, no organization can claim perfection. It is unfair to expect perfection from the team. The only difference is the expectation we gave them, that learn from the previous nullification of presidential election in 2017, and that is why you see hard questions being raised at this point. I agree with Danston Omari that the IEBC team must develop a thick skin. This is the time that everything will be thrown at them. The profiling will happen. We will be scrutinizing them. You know Kenyans very well. They always wait for your second name. We want to know where you take your meal, who you converse with. So the next 25 days, that is what will be in for the commissioners and the secretariat led by the CEO. That is why the mark of leadership is seen at this point, and that is why I was making a point before I was cut off, that the CEO has to take responsibility for the secretariat, protect your team, the directors and the rest, protect them. Have the confidence of the public that whatever has happened under your team, you have full control, you are in charge, and the buck stops with your office. Let the commissioners, led by chair, take their stand and be able to take responsibility for the overall decisions of the commission, because the secretariat implements decision or resolution adopted by the commission. So whatever the commission adopts or resolves, the secretariat will have to implement. So let the commission chair, that is Chebukati, and the rest of the commissioners have the confidence and know that this is a make or break election.
Okay.
This will be the first time, for example, we are breaking the chain of accusation and counter-accusation. If these elections goes well, you are sure in 2027 there will be less suspicion, there will be less trust issues. Kenyans would focus more on selling the agenda. Lastly, I would want to think that the communication bit for IEBC, with 25 days to go, I would even want the communication be more. Can we upscale it to even once every 2-3 days? There is this open session. They can even segment the issues, that every session, because we have several journalists coming to the table, let us segment the issue based, so that if, for example, in the next 2 days, let's say on Friday, they'll be dealing purely on the issue of register and concerns raised by the stakeholders on whether to use electronic or manual. They deal with that, so that in 2-hour session, we conclusively deal with that matter. As at the time we'll be going to election, 14 days to the election, you will find that most of the issues have been dissipated and Kenyans have confidence, because the more we converse, the more we ask questions, the more we discuss these issues are able to resolve. Okay. But I think on a balance of probability, I'll give them a thumbs up. I think, for example, as Kenya Kwanza, you haven't seen us complaining much. We raise an issue, if it is sorted, we are comfortable and we're okay with it. And I'm happy with the idea that every coalition has a liaison team. Kenya Kwanza is represented by Professor Kiptoo, and you've even seen him crying foul. He's been raising issues and we've been following through. We write a petition or a memorandum, we issue a presser, we follow through, and we are satisfied that IEBC has been responding promptly to the issues raised. The chair said it well, that every issue raised by the respective coalitions have been addressed. If that is the trajectory, then I'm confident that these elections will be more or less free, fair compared to the previous elections we have. And we don't expect to go Supreme Court on matters processes.
Right.
Let us go to Supreme Court on issues raised and where there are credible concerns. But I'm confident that now that we are in to serve Danston Omari and Herman Manyora more or less a political lesson, this time Danston Omari will be appearing in this case for the petitioner in the Supreme Court, and on our side will be the respondents, having been declared the winning coalition coming to the 22 election.
Okay. Let me bring up some of your feedback as we wind up on this. I'll give you a chance for closing this. Yes.